Okay, I'm going to get started with the Introduction to Essential Oils class. Thank you to all who are watching. I always like to start every class by introducing myself as well as kind of explaining how I got into essential oils. So my name is Morgan. I live in Hanoi, Vietnam with my husband and our dog. I got into the oils about a little over 2 years ago. And what drew me to the oils was this kind of wellness journey I had started about 6 months before. I was a nanny at the time in New York the previous winter. So this is the winter of 2013 into 2014. I just got so sick. I was sick 6 or 7 times where I couldn't go into work. It was a lot of energy, time, money. To be sick, I had to not only miss work and miss pay for that day. I didn't have health insurance because I was a nanny, like a freelancer. So I've always had to have this debate of, do I want to pay to go to urgent care? Should I just fight it, stay in bed? Also, being in New York, being sick is, going to urgent care required me going out in the streets or on the subway. And to me, it just germs and gross. And I was just kind of over it. I was really sick of being sick. And so I was also about 50, 60 pounds heavier then. So I really started to address my health issues by overhauling my diet first. So in April of 2014, I started doing Whole30. I've completed, I think, 7 or 8 full rounds and 3 mini rounds. And basically it's a diet, I don't like calling it a diet because it's not about weight loss. For me, it was much more about the psychology of food and looking at food as fuel and something that can help my body instead of being the enemy. For me, food had always been very emotional. And so I did I think I was in the middle of my 3rd round by the fall of 2014, which is when I decided to go ahead and get this amazing oil, which is On Guard, if you can see it. This is doTERRA's protective blend. So in my Whole30 journey, I started following a ton of people on Instagram, and I kept seeing this one woman post about On Guard, and she had a 4-year-old and a 6-year-old, and she, kept posting about On Guard headed into cold season. And, saying my sons haven't gone to a sick doctor's visit in a year and a half. And for anyone who has kids, to not have kids go to the doctor sick through 2 winters is pretty miraculous. So I figured, I work with kids. I'm exposed to all those preschool, kindergarten germs. I might as well try the oils to see if they can help prevent me from getting so sick this winter, compared to the last winter where I'd missed so much work. And it was one of those things that, getting sick the winter before probably cost me close to $800-900 out of pocket for all of the medication and going to the doctor and urgent care and whatever. So I believe On Guard is like 43 or 40, low 40s. So I figured I might as well just buy it. You know what? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But at least if it does work, it's cheaper than what I spent the winter before on getting sick. So I started taking On Guard every morning before I go to work. I did 2 to 3 drops in a little veggie capsule. I'm going to go over this in a minute, but doTERRA oils are safe to be consumed internally. So I basically just took it as a little pill every morning. And by February, I hadn't even had the slightest sore throat, sniffle, anything. And so to go October to February with nothing, to me, was enough to be like, wow, these really work. So that's when I started to look at other health concerns I had and, what else can I use the oils for in my life that can help my body? And for me, anxiety has always been an issue. So I started looking into more of the calming and mood oils. So the next oil that I really fell in love with was Serenity, which is still one of my favorite. I think, there are a lot of oils I use daily, but On Guard and Serenity are on my body right as way I wake up, right before I go to bed, throughout the day as needed. And so I still love both of those oils, but it took me a few months to kind of figure out what worked with me for my anxiety, as you'll see on your oil journey. Different oils work differently for different people. So it was a little bit of a trial and error game, but I've really found a regimen that helps with that. Serenity also now is my sleep anchor oil. So it's the oil I associate with sleep. So it goes on my big toe every night before I go to bed. It's in my diffuser. And my love for oils really just grew from there. I just saw results after results for every little health concern I had. So I decided to start collecting more oils. And for those of you who have been to my home or, seen me with my little bag in my purse, I have an oil for almost anything at this point, and I really rely on them daily. My morning regimen, I have 5 or 6 oils on my body within a half an hour of waking up, and I've just found them to be a really great way to support my body and to help me stay healthy, to help me stay focused, to help me stay, have an elevated mood. I've always suffered with depression as well. I use the oils to help get myself off an antidepressant, which I'm happy to talk to you one-on-one more about. So, they've really just been completely life-changing for me and have made a huge difference in the way I live my life and how I go about my day. And, I can't remember the last time I took an over-the-counter drug. I haven't used a leave for a headache or cramps or anything like that in at least 2 years. So it really has become this passion of mine. I've seen so many other loved ones now have results as well. And so that's really what has pushed me to start teaching free webinars and free classes is I've yet to have someone try oils and not love them. So I just want to tell everyone about them because, for pennies per drop, you really can do some miraculous things. It's very empowering. So let's go ahead and jump into this introduction class. I'm going to go ahead and do a screen share with my PowerPoint. Okay, so today's class is all about natural solutions. So looking at essential oils and other products doTERRA has that are all natural, toxin-free, that can help you live a healthy, empowered life. My intentions for today are to leave you educated and empowered. You'll learn how to safely and effectively use essential oils for your health priorities and those you care about. And then I'll also tell you how you can get them into your home so you can begin experiencing the benefits of these amazing oils. So the history of therapeutic plant use. When I teach classes and can be a little more interactive with people, so in person or one-on-ones, I always love to ask people, they can think of times when their families have used natural solutions in the past. A lot of people will tell me, oh, my grandmother or my parents used baking soda and vinegar to do most of the cleaning in the house. Or, when I get really sick, my mom would always do lemon, honey, and peppermint together to make a tea. Or, there are a lot of ways that I think most families have used natural solutions in the past, but for some reason there's been this shift towards running to the grocery store, looking at, shelves and shelves and shelves of products, most of which do more or less the same thing, but each one is marketed for a specific use. They're full of chemicals, most of which we don't know what they do to our body. So there really is this shift back to people being very aware of what they're eating, what they're putting on their body, what they're using in their homes. And essential oils and natural solutions like using baking soda and vinegar are really starting to become more mainstream again. It's one of those things where I ask myself, why did we move away from it? Because most of these cleaning products and other natural remedies are actually much more effective than what we've moved towards in recent years. So when you look at the history of therapeutic plant use, the Egyptians used plant extracts for health, cosmetic, religious purposes. There was a tomb excavated in Egypt within the last, I think, 10 years or so. And, most pharaohs, kings were buried with frankincense oil, and they were actually able to find a bottle of frankincense and test it. And frankincense doesn't have an expiration date. So it actually still had all of its therapeutic benefits from thousands of years ago, which is pretty crazy. Hippocrates, the father of modern health, used plants with his patients. Frankincense and myrrh were given to the Christ child, some of the most prized and valued oils there are. Essential oils were used on soldiers during World War II, not only for the mood and not only for like mood benefits to help, the psychology, the psychological side of war, but also for healing. And then in 2008, this is when doTERRA was founded. And doTERRA started by forming co-impact partnerships where growers around the world protect agricultural traditions and in return then provide us with the most potent essential oils. And in return, through this co-impact partnership, doTERRA is guaranteeing a certain quality of life. They're coming with the Healing Hands Foundation and building infrastructure projects. So, for example, we just built 2 government-approved earthquake-safe schools in Nepal where we source a few oils. So doTERRA really is trying to make a worldwide difference, not only for the people using the oils, but for the people who are growing, harvesting, and distilling these oils for us as well. So since 2008, this is a little out of date, CPTG oils are now in more than 3 million homes, and research is continuing or continues to support the use of essential oils. At convention in September, we had a medical researcher from Johns Hopkins who got up and gave a speech, and doTERRA has actually partnered with Johns Hopkins to continue doing research to support essential oils. So they really are becoming much more mainstream, and doTERRA is leading the pack as far as quality, potency, and purity. So what are essential oils? Essential oils are all natural. Essential oils are natural aromatic compounds that are extracted and distilled from plants for their health benefits. So every plant has these little oil sacs that live somewhere on the plant. So it depends on what plant you are talking about. But for your peppermint, it lives on the leaves. For vetiver, where we source from the roots, these oil sacs live on the roots. Cinnamon lives on the bark. So everywhere on the planet are going to have these little oil sacs that contain therapeutic benefits that not only help the plant survive in their natural environment, but also can help our body in the same way. So when you look at peppermint, it has certain properties that are going to help protect the peppermint leaf. If it gets a rip or a tear or an animal comes and eats some of it, it's going to help it regenerate. It's going to help it ward off pests. So we're going to get those same benefits from it. So essential oils are supercharged potency. Because you are taking the pure essence of the plant that lives on the plant itself and extract or distilling those or cold pressing them from the plant, you're getting a supercharged potency, 50 to 70 times more powerful than the herb itself. So when you compare peppermint oil to a dried peppermint leaf or like a peppermint tea, it's actually 1 drop of peppermint is going to have the same therapeutic benefits as 28 cups of tea. So when you look at it that way, you really can start to see that oils are super, super affordable. It's pennies per dose. 1 drop is almost always, it's, pennies. So when you're looking at having a fever and you need to cool the body, 1 drop of peppermint is going to be able to help you do that. Whereas before you would run to the supermarket and you have to spend, $5 to $10 on a pain or fever reducer, and then it sits until the next time, but it might expire. And this way the bottles are good for 5 to 7 years. That's most of them are their shelf life. So as long as you take care of your oils, keep the caps on tight, store them in a cool area out of direct sunlight, you're going to have a bottle of oil for 5 to 7 years. But believe me, once you start using them, they'll go a little faster than that. So peppermint, you can use peppermint to cool the body, like I said, for fever, but also in a place like Hanoi, Atlanta, Miami, anywhere where it's very warm. You can also use the cooling effects to stay cool in extreme heat like that. Peppermint also has properties that help you stay alert and help wake you up, I guess. So we will smell it as we're driving late at night, or I put a little peppermint in my hand before I started this webinar to kind of wake me up, because it is only 6:40 in the morning in Hanoi right now. It's also going to help relieve feelings of tension. It's going to promote respiratory function, and it's going to promote digestive health. So just putting 1 drop to the roof of your mouth, you're going to feel the alertness, the respiratory support, and the digestive support all from 1 drop. So speaking to that, on why essential oils are so effective, oils contain hundreds of different compounds. So they provide complex and versatile ability to combat threats, out building up resistance, and they can attack threats from multiple angles because they have all of these different properties and compounds. So oils are obviously produced in nature, and then they're going to help meet your body's need, and then the body will heal itself. So in modern medicine, medicines are used to treat symptoms. So if you go to this doctor and you have a viral infection, there's nothing the doctor can give you that will get to the virus inside your cell. So they're giving you medicine to help treat the symptoms. They're helping to lower your fever. They're going to, help with any pain or discomfort. but you're not going to get to the root cause. Another thing that makes oil so effective is that the oils, because they are oil, can pass through the oily cell membrane and actually penetrate into the cell and work on a cellular level. So by being able to work on a cellular level, you are going to get to the root causes of issues and actually get rid of that root cause instead of just putting a Band-Aid over everything and treating the symptom. So when you look at Melaleuca oil or tea tree oil, this is going to help promote a healthy immune response. It's going to fight odors. It's going to soothe occasional skin irritation and help promote a healthy complexion. Melaleuca or tea tree is an oil that is, it's antiseptic, antibacterial, antiviral. So again, if you have a cold and you don't know if it's a viral or a bacterial thing, using Melaleuca is going to address both of those. You don't have to be a doctor. You don't have to know which one you have. You can just start to treat your body. They're safe to use. And the nice thing is that no matter what oil you're putting on, it's going to support your body and your body systems in some way. So essential oils are safe. And I want to speak specifically to doTERRA oils now, because doTERRA has set a new standard of purity within the oil industry with their CPTG, which is Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade certification. And basically doTERRA set the standard because the essential oil industry is unregulated. Anyone can put a bottle on the shelf that says 100% pure grade or 100% therapeutic oils, but there is no regulating body that is going in and testing those oils. So someone could take, some peppermint plant they grew on their roof, distill an oil from that, cut it with a ton of coconut oil, and add something in to make it last longer, and they could still put on there that it was a therapeutic or a pure oil. Oils are used in a lot of different industries, so there are a lot of different grades of oils. There's synthetic, which go into chemical fragrances, but these are fragrances or oils that are created in a lab to mimic the natural oils that we can get through doTERRA. They're used in food for cooking extracts and flavoring. Coca-Cola uses synthetic oils in their products. There also are therapeutic oils, which, don't get me wrong, I'm sure you'll get benefits from them, but they are unregulated, which means that, they'll help a little bit, but you're not going to get the full therapeutic benefit unless you have 100% pure therapeutic grade oils with the CPTG certification. So what does the CPTG certification mean? Like, what does that actually tell you about the oil? So what that's going to tell you is that doTERRA is the only company that has this certification. So these are the highest quality essential oils in the world that are verified safe for all ages. You can take a drop of frankincense, and I know people who have done this, including the Goddards, who are a wealth of knowledge in the essential oil industry. They've been using oils now for the birth of, I think, their last 2 or 3 children. And the first thing they do is take 1 drop of frankincense diluted and rub it all over their brand new baby, minutes after they're born. And what this does is, frankincense is the king of all oils. As you can see, it promotes relaxation, balanced mood, helps with healthy cellular function. It's great for immunity, systematic inflammation. It's also a resin oil, so it comes from a tree, so it has a grounding and warming effect. So these are verified safe to use on newborns. You can use them on anyone from newborn up until 90 plus years old. You just have to be careful with dilution, which I'll go over a little bit too, but anyone can use these oils. They are safe to use on anyone. The plants are harvested in their natural habitat. So going back to the co-impact sourcing I mentioned, we go in and we source the oils where they are indigenous. So eucalyptus comes from Australia. Lang Lang comes from Madagascar. We get vetiver from Haiti. We get birch from Nepal, lemongrass from China. And so what this means is that because the oils are harvested in their natural habitat, they're growing in the optimal growing conditions. So the optimal soil, precipitation, climate, all of those factors go into making sure that these oils have the therapeutic benefits they're supposed to. So frankincense, for example, is sourced in Oman. If we tried to grow frankincense and distill it in the US, for example, you would not get the same therapeutic benefits that you're going to get from it growing in its natural habitat. The certification also guarantees that these are beyond organic and they're verified pure, free of any fillers, pesticides, or foreign contaminants. So none of the plants worldwide, none of them are treated with any sort of growing agent. So nothing to help them grow faster, better, or anything like that. They're not sprayed with pesticides to keep pests away. There are no additives in the oils. There's no fillers. There's no nothing. They are just 100% pure essential oils. There's stringent third-party testing for every batch to ensure powerful benefits without harmful side effects. So what this means is that once an oil is distilled at the source, so in the indigenous country, they're tested there first. If they do not meet doTERRA's standards, they're actually sold to competing oil companies. And doTERRA does this just because they need to keep that standard. It's a company with integrity. If they can't source an oil that's going to meet their standards, they don't source it. So for example, in December, we just had 2 oils come back that haven't been available for the last like a year and a half, 2 years. And it's because they couldn't source it sustainably and they couldn't get a product that they were comfortable putting on the market for people. So doTERRA is testing it on the site. Once it passed that first round of tests, it is sent to doTERRA, where it is put through a series of tests depending on the oil and what they're looking for. Once it passes all of that, it is bottled and then sent to a third-party testing lab in the US to ensure that you're going to get all of the benefits. So again, frankincense, I mentioned the uses, but it's the king of all oils. When in doubt, use frank. Actually putting frankincense on top of other oils. So if you use them on your skin, so you have a burn, you rub lavender on your burn, waiting about a minute and then layering frankincense on top is actually going to help drive that oil in further and also help magnify. So frankincense really is a very powerful oil to have on hand. And in the month of December 2016, just because this will go on the internet for future people or for people to watch in the future, when you sign up, or if you already have an account with doTERRA, frankincense is actually free with an order of more than 200 points, which I'll go over in a minute, but basically an order over $200. And again, because doTERRA has this commitment to sustainability and the certification, frankincense is one of the harder oils to source, and therefore it is a little more expensive. It's a $93 retail value. So by spending $200 to get this oil for free is an absolutely amazing, amazing promotion that is going on right now. And one that I'm pretty sure almost every single person in my doTERRA community has taken advantage of, because just when in doubt, using frankincense is going to help support your body in a healthy way. So what are the 3 ways to use essential oils? You can use them aromatically, topically, or internally. So aromatically means diffusing them into the air, either with a diffuser, or I like to do what I call creating a personal diffuser, which, hello, I'll put a drop or 2 in my hand. So I'll do it with my eucalyptus. I've been fighting a little congestion, so eucalyptus has been my oil to use to help open everything up. So I put a little drop in my hand, I'll rub my hands together, and then just inhale deeply. I like to make sure I exhale as much air as possible first, so I'm you can really just, I can feel my lungs open up and just feel it. Oh, it's amazing. It smells good too. So using oils aromatically is also the fastest way to have them help affect mood. So when you're looking at, helping uplift mood or calm or energize or help someone focus, using them aromatically and putting them in a diffuser throughout the room is a great way to use them. It's the fastest way. It will get to the limbic system and then help change mood into whatever direction you're trying to go. So topically, this is something that I would not recommend with other essential oils. Again, you just don't know what's in them, so putting them on the skin is not always safe. But doTERRA oils are 100% pure. So using oils topically is a great way to get them into your system, or if you have a specific use on your skin. So if you have a cut or a pimple or a burn, anything like that, you're going to want to put the oils directly on the site. So applying oils to the bottom of the feet is honestly, it's the best way to do it with kids, but also just in general. I apply most of my oils to my feet if I'm looking for overall therapeutic benefits. You use the bottom of the feet for a few reasons. So one, every system in your body, so respiratory system, immune system, limbic system, all of that ends in your feet. 2, it's the largest pores in your body. And 3, it's the thickest skin. So if there are any sensitivity issues, it's a much less chance that you'll have a sensitive reaction or a reaction of some sort when using them on your feet. And I want to say here too that doTERRA, in the 8 years, almost 9 years now that the company has been around, they only have a 0.06% negative feedback. So basically 0.6% of the 3 million users have ever had any sort of negative experience with the oils. And most of those come with skin irritation from not properly diluting. So if you want to use oils on children, this is definitely where you and I should have a conversation. You can always email me at doTERRAexpatessentials@gmail.com. And we can talk about this, because with children, if you want to use them on pets or elderly people with sensitive skin, you do want to follow a dilution scale to make sure that you're using them in a safe dosage, because again, these are very powerful, potent oils. Putting 5 drops on the bottom of a baby's feet is going to overload their body and cause more harm than good. So there are specific ways and different charts to follow just to make sure you're using them safely when you're talking about using them topically. So then internal use, this is only for CPTG oils, which in turn means only for doTERRA oils. This means you can put a drop in water, under the tongue, or into a gel capsule, like I said with the On Guard, to support overall health. So right now, part of my regimen is I do 2 drops of frankincense under my tongue every morning to help balance mood and just to help with overall immunity and inflammation. But then I also take a veggie cap that has a DDR prime in it, which is the cellular complex. So that just helps with cellular repair, helping cells if they're in an oxidative state. So great antioxidant. I also like to put lemon in that capsule, so I'm getting the detox and cleansing benefits. And then I'll usually put rosemary in there to help. Rosemary is really great for focus and anything to do with your brain. So it helps with memory retention and things like that. So everyone has their own. I do take an On Guard internally every day, as well as putting it on my feet. So the nice thing is with doTERRA, you can use them in multiple ways. I will say with internal use that it is not recommended for children to use oils internally. Again, they're very powerful and potent. Their bodies are little, so applying topically to the feet is really the best way to use oils on children. So this is the part in the class where I like to give everyone 2 to 3 minutes to write down your health priorities. So basically just think about what your health priorities would be and why these are a priority for you. So to give you an example, my health priorities were first not getting sick, then anxiety, then sleep. I didn't want to get sick anymore because it was wasting all of those. It was wasting my time, it was wasting my money, and it was taking a lot of energy to get that sick. Sleep, it really just was energy. I needed more energy. I needed to sleep consistently. I needed to fall asleep faster. Oils helped me do that. And then again, the last one, or I guess my second one, was anxiety. And that really had to do with energy and then time and money as well, because I was paying, again, without insurance, paying a lot of money to go see a psychiatrist. So that was costing me time and money and energy to get to her. It was time and money to then go to get a prescription. And it was just honestly, a huge financial drain. So being able to use a bottle of Serenity over the course of a month and a half versus paying, about $250 a month to go see my doctor and get medication, it has been a huge time, energy, and money saver for me. So as I go through this next part of the class, just write down any solutions that you think might help meet your health priorities. So for me, immunity, I would hear On Guard. So this is where I would have written in On Guard during my intro class. So you can also take a minute, pause this video if you're watching it later, take a minute right now, and rate yourself on this pyramid. So on a scale of 1 to 10, where would you say you are for eating right, exercising, resting and managing stress, reducing your toxic load, and informed self-care? So for me, just to give you an example right now, my diet has not been great recently. We've had a lot of visitors. I think we're still kind of settling into life in Vietnam. We're eating out a lot more often. So I would probably rate my eating right at like a 5 right now. Exercise, though, I'm doing yoga every morning. I'm going to CrossFit 2 days a week. Probably rate myself closer to an 8 or 9. Rest and stress management, honestly, 9 or 10 right now. I'm sleeping really well. I'm using my oils, Serenity. It's my sleep anchor. Reducing toxic load. I would say that one for me is a little Inside our home, I've done everything I can to reduce it. I'm using homemade cleaning products. I'm using the doTERRA toothpaste, deodorant, making my own face wash, hair care. So I've done a lot to reduce our toxic load inside our home, but then you step outside in Hanoi and the pollution's really bad. So I'd say I'm at about a 6 or 7 there. Informed self-care, I would put myself higher just because I'm using my oils and really every day doing reading and learning about these oils and how they can help my body. So the top of this pyramid is proactive medical care. There are always going to be times where you have to go to a doctor. I am not here to tell you these oils cure everything, will get rid of every problem, because they really are meant to be used preventatively to support your body and doing what it needs to do to heal itself. So getting yourself to as close to 10 on this pyramid on each level is really going to help you avoid that proactive medical care. But again, there's always a time and a place to do that. I'll give you an example here. I got an infection on my foot this summer. I didn't know what it was, so I didn't really know what oils to use. I just kind of started rubbing anti-fungal and antibacterial stuff all over my feet, but it just wasn't getting better. So after about 3 weeks, I did go to the doctor. They were able to tell me it was a fungal infection. They gave me, some creams to put on it. I followed it. It went away. So there are times to use doctors. Don't avoid them. But it is very empowering to have oils in your home as a first line of defense. Okay, so now we're going to move into some of the oils and products. So Breathe. This is an oil that I rely on very heavily in Vietnam. Again, we have a lot of air pollution. So this helps open airways. It supports the respiratory system, helps maintain feelings of easy breathing, clear airways. It helps minimize seasonal threats, so colds, allergies. This oil, I'm running very low on it, and I go to Hong Kong in a few days to get more oil, so I have this on my list. But Breathe is great in the diffuser at night. Think of anyone that snores or coughs in the middle of the night. This is going to help support your respiratory system all through the night by being diffused into the air. This is one that I love using, that personal diffuser. Again, putting a drop in my hand, rubbing together and breathing in deeply through my mouth. I also like to rub this on my chest. So think like a Vicks vapor rub. You can rub Breathe. And then it also comes, doTERRA has a line called their Touch line, which are pre-diluted roller balls that are safe on children. But I like to use the Breathe roller ball whenever I have like any sort of sinus congestion. Rolling it down my nose and along my cheekbones helps get rid of that congestion. Excuse me. So On Guard, I mentioned On Guard at the beginning as the first oil I ever used, but On Guard helps support healthy immune function. It supports healthy respiratory function, and you can actually diffuse it in the air to kill pathogens in the air. So any airborne pathogens will be eliminated by diffusing On Guard. So On Guard is a blend of 5 oils. It is wild orange, clove, cinnamon, eucalyptus, and rosemary. And this blend was actually created hundreds and hundreds of years ago, and it was used by grave robbers during the Black Death or the plague. And what they would do is smother their body in this blend of oils before they went to rob graves so that they would not become infected with the Black Death of the deceased. So kind of a grim beginning, but the benefits and the immunity benefits are amazing. I do have I'm getting over a little like respiratory thing, which I honestly think is just triggered by the pollution here. But using On Guard kept me healthy through the beginning of a school year. I was teaching pre-K August, September, October this year, and everyone in my classroom got sick. Not me. I diffused this every day. I was taking these On Guard protective soft gels, using my On Guard cleaning products. So I used the laundry detergent, the hand soap, I used the toothpaste. I was just making sure my body was exposed to On Guard as often as possible. And I went through the beginning of the school year without getting anything. It's pretty amazing. So Slim and Sassy, this is going to be a great oil to have on hand through the holidays and into the new year. Teresa Harding, who is someone that works within doTERRA, she's been with doTERRA for I think 6 or 7 years, was saying 5 drops of Slim and Sassy 5 times a day has shown miraculous results for weight management and shedding that extra weight, especially that weight you gain, November, December through the holidays. So it does come in a metabolic soft gel blend. You can also just use the oil, put it straight in your water. It's great for healthy metabolism. Cinnamon is in there, which helps spark metabolism. It helps curb sugar cravings and hunger. So grapefruit has been seen to be an appetite suppressant, so that's in there. Lemon is in there as a detox cleansing agent. It's just a great blend of oils for all overall. I think the other 2 are peppermint and ginger, which are great for digestive health. So overall, just healthy digestion to help your body function as well as it can. Lemon. So lemon can do anything. I love lemon. It is $10 a bottle in the US. Not only does it naturally cleanse the body, it can also clean surfaces. I use it in all my cleaning products. It supports healthy respiratory function. It is part of the Breathe blend. But I always joke that, I can use lemon in my glass cleaner. So to clean my windows, I can then turn around, put it on my hands as a natural, non-drying hand sanitizer. I can also put it in a glass of water to detox my body, or rub it all over a chicken with rosemary to, make a lemon rosemary roast chicken. So the uses are endless. And so when you're looking at $10 a bottle, it is literally pennies per drop. I think it's like 3 or 4 cents a drop for lemon oil. And you can just use it for everything. It's absolutely amazing. Deep Blue, this has been my best friend this week. Deep Blue is basically the sore muscle, achy joint blend. So you can apply it pre and post workout. You can dilute it with fractionated coconut oil, which is coconut oil that has had the fat removed, which makes it easier to absorb into the skin and also does not leave residue. So I actually, like it says, for a calm and comforting massage. I did a CrossFit competition this weekend and my body has been sore, but honestly, I was convinced I was not going to be able to walk yesterday with the amount of lifting and squatting I did on Sunday. All I did was make sure I applied Deep Blue all over my body, anywhere I thought was going to be sore after each workout, as well as when I went home after I showered after the workout, all over my body. And then I put it on before bed the past 2 nights. And I've been up doing yoga. I'm going to CrossFit this morning. This stuff is unbelievable for anything, sore muscle, joints. My father-in-law uses it on his knee. He had a knee replacement. It's just absolutely amazing to have. Growing pains for kids. It just helps the body in so many ways, and it will help the body, if you're looking at lifting or workouts, marathon running, it's going to help repair the muscles and help them, not be as sore. So this also does come, so it comes in the rub, which I love, which is basically just like a lotion. There is the Deep Blue Complex, which is the way you can take it internally to support your body at a cellular level. Deep Blue is not an oil that you can take internally. So it does also come in this roller ball, which is amazing just to roll over anywhere that you experience discomfort. So Aroma Touch, this is also in the massage blend that I take with me to get massages, in addition to frankincense, lavender, and Deep Blue. So Aroma Touch is the massage blend. This is going to help make you comfortable, relaxed, enhance massages, promotes feeling of relaxation, lessens tension. This is a great one to keep on your desk. If you sit at a desk and lean over a computer all day, just taking a break once an hour to put a drop in your hands with some coconut oil and rubbing it on your shoulders is a great way to release that shoulder tension and kind of, refocus, help calm the body. So this is a great one to have on hand. Long flights, I'm living in Vietnam, a lot of expats, a lot of us do intercontinental flights multiple times a year. And this is a great one to have on the airplane. You can use it, with a partner for massage. It's just an amazing little massage in a bottle. So Serenity, like I said, one of my favorite oils. This is the calming blend. They actually just renamed it the Restful Blend because they've added in vetiver, hoe wood, and cedarwood to help promote sleep. So they now call it the Restful Blend. It also they have a Serenity soft gel, which is kind of like a melatonin replacement. So an all natural sleep aid. You can diffuse Serenity to promote relaxation. It creates a restful sleeping environment. It lessens feeling of tension and calms emotions, and it can help decrease stress. So again, this is my anxiety oil. My favorite way to use the Serenity, you can see, is I'll just take it throughout the day and put a drop on my wrist, and then I'll rub my wrists together and inhale. And then I like to take a drop on each finger and rub it behind my ears. Oh, you can just feel it, like immediately just calms the body. And then at night I put this on my big toe because the big toe is the reflex point for the brain. So it's going to help calm the brain and help you just ease into sleep more easily. So Terrazyme, this is part of the DigestZen line. So this is a digestive enzyme complex. So it's going to help with metabolism. It helps with healthy digestion. It also helps promote nutrient absorption. So I've always heard that, you know, tomatoes are great for your body. They have a lot of nutritional benefits, but the body doesn't get all those benefits unless you eat tomatoes with olive oil, because there's something about putting them together that helps your body absorb everything better. You don't have to worry about that when you're taking Terrazyme. This is going to help convert the food from, you know, food nutrients into cellular energy. It's going to promote nutrient absorption, as well as just helping support healthy digestion and metabolism. Like I said, this is part of the DigestZen line. So DigestZen is the digestive blend. This helps maintain a healthy gastrointestinal tract. It can help reduce bloating, gas, and occasional indigestion. And it also can be used to ease feelings of queasiness. So this is the oil that I gave my mother-in-law when she said she had some heartburn. We did 2 drops in a capsule, and she said it's when they were visiting, she went into the guest room and came back out like 2 minutes later and was like, I have never had anything work that quickly, and hooked her. She's now using doTERRA for a lot of other health concerns. But it's just, this oil is amazing. It's also great for motion sickness. So again, feelings of queasiness. If you get motion sick in cars, just smelling it straight from the bottle or rubbing it like I just did with the Serenity behind your ears is a great way to support your body and get rid of that nauseous feeling. It's also great, anyone dealing with morning sickness, or peppermint, which is part of DigestZen, are great to help with morning sickness. So I always like to put this in with my presentations, is that I am going to be coming to the US soon. If you are ever interested in hosting a class or hosting a webinar, which is totally an option because I am so far away from most of my friends and family, as a token of my appreciation for hosting and inviting people to learn more about doTERRA, I give you a doTERRA keychain that has the little 1 or 2 milliliter vials in it that are going to help make your oils more accessible. I have one that I just throw in my purse. It's a great, easy way to have the oils on hand whenever you need it. So if you are interested in hosting, again, you can email me at doTERRAexpatessentials@gmail.com, and we can talk more about that. So the last part of my intro classes is I like to go over how to get natural solutions into your home at the best value. So there are 2 ways to order with doTERRA. You can either order retail through me. I have a website. You can go on. You can buy the oils online. It's all through doTERRA. Or you have the option to get a wholesale account. So wholesale accounts are a lot like Costco. I'm going to be here talking so you can see me. The wholesale accounts are a lot like Costco. So you pay a $35 fee to start the membership. You have it for a year, whether you order again or not. But you do get a 25% discount with this $35. So if you are looking at ordering 3 or 4 oils, buying the membership is going to drop that cost by $20 to $30 easily. So your membership is usually paid for within a month or 2 of ordering. But if you want to get your membership for free, doTERRA also has membership kits or enrollment kits that not only offer you the membership for free, but the oils in the kit are usually bundled and then therefore offered at a discount. So it's a great way to start using the oils and get that discount, the 25% off. So I'll go through some of the kits now. So this is the Diamond Kit. This is the big guy. This is every product doTERRA makes. It's $2,500. It is 2,000 PV, which again, this is going back to the points that I mentioned at the beginning. doTERRA is in 20 worldwide markets. So points are just the best way to keep it all, same language, no currency conversion, anything like that. With the Diamond Kit, not only are you going to save over $800 on all the products bundled together, you're going to start with 400 product credits. You're basically going to end up with 400 points in your account, which is basically $400 to use on products in the future. That alone makes this kit worth it. You're also going to start at 25% back in the loyalty rewards program, which I'll go over in a minute, but it's a lot like a frequent flyer program. If you just buy the membership, you start at 10% back. So again, you can really see the value of having this membership, and then the value of starting with this is huge savings, product credits for future purchases, and you're already starting at 25% back. By far the best value. The Every Oil kit is another option. I'm actually buying this kit for myself next month. So I'll have everything on hand, all the oils for when I teach my classes in the US. Again, if you're interested in hosting a class while I am in the US, let's talk. I still have some flexibility in my schedule, so we could definitely work something out. But with this kit, you're going to save almost $300. You're going to start with 200 product credits, so basically $200 in oil or oils or products. And you're going to start at 20% back. This comes with the diffuser, the fractionated coconut oil, enrollment kit, a canvas bag, and Every Oil, so you can create any recipe, any protocol there is anywhere. The Emotional Aromatherapy Kit is great for anyone who wants to do some emotional healing. Oils and the scent of oils is a very powerful way to tap into emotions you don't even know you hold on to. So using, again, aromatically is the best way to get emotional benefits from oils. So using this kit is a great way if you suffer with if you're going through a period of grief or you're going through a period of lacking motivation, you can use these oils to help promote that. You save $46 on this bundle, and you start at 10% back. Cleanse and Restore Kit. This is going to be a great kit for the new year. This is a great way to just kind of cleanse your GI tract, get everything nasty out of there, repopulate by using PB Assist, which is a probiotic. It has a Lifelong Vitality Pack in there, which is $106 value. So you can see right there, this kit has a huge savings. But the Lifelong Vitality Pack is 3 vitamins. It is doTERRA's #1 selling product. I use this as part of my depression regimen. It's just, the Lifelong Vitality vitamins are just, I use them daily. I can't even imagine my life without them. So Cleanse and Restore is great for anyone that has candida, any sort of digestive issues. There is a regimen that you can follow. It's 30 days to do this cleanse to really get your healthy gut back on track. So these two are probably, I don't want to say my most popular kits, because I have the last kit I'll talk about is probably the most popular, but these are great if you're kind of just wanting to dip your toes into the essential oils world. So the Family Physicians Kit, it's now called the Family Essentials Kit, but it's the same oils in these two kits. Family Essentials, you're going to have lavender, lemon, peppermint, melaleuca, oregano, frankincense, which again, frankincense is expensive. This is a huge savings by just getting it in here. The Deep Blue Muscle Rub, Digestion, Breathe, On Guard, plus you get peppermint and On Guard beadlets, which are a great way to take them internally. This kit is $150. I call it the sample kit because everything comes in smaller 5 milliliter bottles. You save $36 by bundling it, and again, the membership is free. But if you're interested in the Family Physicians Kit, I always like to urge people to move towards the Home Essentials Kit, because when you look at the cost of the two, with the Home Essentials, you're going to get 3 times the oil. So you're looking at 15 milliliter bottles versus 5 milliliter bottles. So for 3 times oils plus a diffuser for less than double the money. So again, the Family Essentials Kit is $150. This is $275. Huge, huge savings by getting this kit. And again, using oils aromatically is by far the best way to kill pathogens in the air and to promote mood. So if those are, for me, not wanting to get sick and to help with depression and anxiety, a diffuser is a pretty vital part of my oil journey, my oil life. So Home Essentials Kit is definitely a great way to go. And I mentioned the December promotion before. You can see this is 225 points. So if you decide to start with this kit, you'll get a second bottle of frankincense free, which is crazy. It's an amazing deal. So now for my most popular kit. This is the Natural Solutions Kit. This one is kind of the best for just wanting to overhaul, start to overhaul your life and move towards a more non-toxic life and start to kind of filter out some of the toxic products in your home, as well as just having some of the best oils on hand. So in this kit, you have Serenity, Digescend, Purify, which is great for eliminating odors. It's great on mosquito bites. You're going to get Melaleuca, Oregano, Aroma Touch Massage Blend, tons of oils in here. You're also going to get the Lifelong Vitality Pack. Again, it's a $106 value. The Deep Blue Lotion Rub, the toothpaste, the hand wash, the face wash. This is the best kit if you just want to kind of start to overhaul everything and then start collecting from there. You're going to save almost $100. You get 100 product credits. You start at 15% back, and you get a free diffuser. So again, huge savings. Membership is free with this as well. So the last thing I want to touch on is doTERRA's Loyalty Rewards program. By far the smartest way to buy. This is where you can really take that membership and just maximize it. The number of free products that I have received, I've probably, just in my 2 years of using doTERRA, I'm probably guessing I've gotten at least $1,500 to $2,000 in free oils. I know in August alone, I got $250 in free oils by cashing in my points. So huge savings. Basically, to take part of the loyalty rewards, you just set up a loyalty rewards order versus a standard order, but you always have the option to do either. With the loyalty rewards, you can place a monthly order of 50 points, again, 50 PV, which when you're looking at oils, like On Guard is $32, it's 32 points. So it's essentially dollar for dollar. So if you are ordering 50 points or more per month, you're gonna start to accumulate points as well as moving up in your percentage back. So every 3 months that you are ordering 50% or more, you will bump up. So if you do this consistently for a year, you are at a point where you are at 30% back on every purchase, in addition to the 25% off that you get with your membership. You can change or cancel this at any time. And if you order 125 points or more in the month and you place your order before the 15th of the month, you get a free bottle of oil. It changes monthly. This month they're giving away Holiday Joy, which is a holiday blend. It's great in the diffuser, as well as a little clay Christmas tree ornament. So you can actually put the Holiday Joy on that, and that's a way to diffuse it. I have a fake Christmas tree, so I have my ornament on, and I've been putting Douglas fir oil on it, so my fake tree smells like a real tree. It's kind of awesome. So yeah, so loyalty rewards is a great way to maximize your membership. And yeah, so that's the Introduction to Essential Oils class. Once again, my email address is doTERRAexpatessentials@gmail.com. Feel free to email me with any questions. You can also find me on Facebook, doTERRA Expat Essentials, and send me a message there, or on Instagram, Expat Essentials, @Expat Essentials. I love answering questions. I love meeting new people. My favorite thing about this journey I've been on for the past, 6 months or so is I have made so many friends through connecting with the oils, and it's amazing. And so don't hesitate to reach out to me. I'm always looking for new friends, new people to talk to about this. So I hope you found some value in this, and I hope you enjoyed. Again, don't hesitate to reach out, and have a great day. Thanks. Bye.